And we're back, yes, as a duo, because I know you've only seen one of us in the videos for the last couple of days, barring Matt versus John. But yes, we are back. I'm back from a holiday.
Back again.
Returning to Matt. How you doing, mate?
Oh, good, mate. Oh, good. You know me. You plod along, as they always do. No, all good. Been playing 2K24. Don't like GM mode. Absolutely hate it. They've changed it for the worse.
I've not touched GM mode yet. I've scratched the surface just coming back and stuff, and a lot of the stuff's happened. So
yeah.
I've played a bit of the Wrestlemania mode. I've had a couple matches of that. I think I'm up to a Bret Hart Piper match. It's only like a handful, and I've done a little bit of the career mode.
Rise.
Yeah,
I've not even touched that yet.
A bit
I'm
odd
going to
do that.
I'm going to do that with the fellas. I'm going to do that with the people watching.
I thought that, but I don't have a gato, so that makes it hard. It was a bit strange though because they made me do the male bar rise first. I did actually fancy doing the female one first. From what I read on it, sort of like Cody's story, the female one.
Okay.
But no, I'm looking. We'll have a chat maybe later on about it. I know we're planning to do another video just on 2K in a little while.
Yes,
once we've got a bit more hands on it. But yeah, no, cool.
How are you?
Yeah, mate, I'm all right. I'm still tired from my holiday, even though I'm back over a week now. Was it a week? Tuesday. Yeah, I'm back a week.
Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah.
Still feeling it. A lot of shit going on. But hey ho, we crack on, as you say. We plod along. Same shit, different toilet.
Got to move on.
That's it.
And a lot's happened since you've been away.
Yeah. I'm going to be really open and honest with the fellas viewers. I've not watched much wrestling in the last 2 weeks because I was in America, which you'd think, oh, you'd be able to watch it. It's fucking well hard to find someone showing the wrestling over there.
Really?
Basketball.
It would have been everywhere.
Basketball, fucking everywhere.
Oh, yeah,
every restaurant I walked past, even like the Michelin star ones, had a TV basketball showing. But no, couldn't find a spot of wrestling anywhere. And my TV in my hotel didn't fucking work either. So I couldn't even go back to my hotel and watch USA Today or whatever it was. But yeah, no, I've tried to catch up on bits. I've kept up, obviously, best I can. But I'm sure Matthew here will fill me in on the gaps I need.
Of course, I always do. That's what I'm here for. But as ever, we need to do some begging. We're slowly climbing since the Elimination Chamber individual videos. What a tune! Since the individual Elimination Chamber videos went out by each of us. By the way, thank you for everyone for watching and commenting. We've gained a few more subscribers, so we appreciate every single one of you. But as always, in the description below is the links to all the social medias. So if you click the little arrow that says go down, it opens out the description up. They're on there. Facebook and X/Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Wrestling Fellas. Instagram, Wrestling_Fellas Pod. TikTok, Wrestling Fellas Pod. Have I missed anything? YouTube, Wrestling Fellas 5350, but you're watching us on here anyway, so you might as well just hit subscribe.
Hit the subscribe button.
And then there's a link in the description as well to help the fellas out. We are a part of Euroshop/Fanatics. They've got some new stuff on there, but now they've got a new Cody. We Want Cody t-shirt. LA Knight's got a new t-shirt out. They've brought some Wrestlemania stuff out. Obviously, some Hall of Fame stuff as well, which we're going to go talk about the Hall of Fame soon. But they've got the usual on there: pop, Funkos, figures, what are they called? Plushies?
Plushies.
Teddies. Yeah, them things. Yeah, flags, phone cases, everything on there. Use the link in the description below to go and get all your merch through the fellas and help us out. All the money goes back into everything we do.
Yeah.
Happy days.
And speaking on that, hopefully they update the t-shirts again and put 5XL back in.
I fucking hope so, man.
I ain't getting any slimmer. I'm getting bigger. I've just come back from America. I ate my own weight in food.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
It was great. But yeah, on that then, mate. What shirt you wearing today?
So I was wearing my Logan Paul one after what happened on SmackDown. I thought I'll wear my Logan Paul one, but it was in the wash, and now it's been washed and it's hanging up dry next to me. So I'm wearing my Shayna Baszler one. I've already got a few left before they all. I'd like leave my washing till the last minute. I always do it. I don't know why. But yeah, wearing Shayna Baszler. What about yourself? I think I can see it. I think I saw it.
So it's I do apologise, WWE. It is my Saraya shirt today. And I'll tell you why it's Saraya. Because I didn't have any wrestling t-shirts hanging up in my wardrobe because they're all dirty. No, I try to, obviously, because we do the advertisement for our link with our affiliation with WWE Euroshop. I try to have a WWE shirt when we do these, but I took most of them away with me that fit now. So they're either been washed and on the table, and I just couldn't be asked them and get them on. Oh, they're still dirty. But yeah, so it's my Saraya one. It's from the Elite crate, so it's not one you can get from the shops. But yeah, that's mine. But if you want shirts, like Matt said before, use that link below. Help the fellas out. I'm sure in the next coming weeks we're going to see a lot more Wrestlemania shirts. I'm sure we'll get a KO Mania t-shirt at some point soon. Because he does one every year.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame shirts as well. I'm sure there's going to be some more announcements in the Hall of Fame, but we're going to talk about that in a little while. But yeah, even if you just want to go have a little browse, use that link below, just in case if you are on there, you do spot something that you fancy, and you go, oh, I'm going to get that. You've already used our link to get it. Save yourself some time and to come back out that website, come back in. But yeah, link below to help the fellas out, to help you out.
Please.
Please.
So we normally, the way we do these videos is we normally talk about the news, then go talk about whatever if there's been a pay-per-view, we normally talk about the pay-per-view, and then just chat bollocks for another hour, and then it's too long for you lot. So we've got kind of a structure. We're going to see how it goes. There is some news though. I'm not going to do for the past 2 weeks. I'm just going to do recent stuff, and we're going to start off with something sad. CJ Perry and Miro have broke up. They have a divorce after 7 years. Bobby Lashley. CJ Lana was with Bobby Lashley at one point, and then Liv Morgan. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but yeah, and Dolph Ziggler. She was with Dolph at one point.
There's been rumors floating about though recently, about like Damian Priest as well.
Damian's married, isn't he?
I don't know. So I think it all got squashed that though when she had that thing for finger and Rusev was beside. Well, Miro was beside her bed during hospital procedures, but yeah, another wrestling couple that didn't make it through.
Yeah, they've met obviously in NXT. CJ Perry, obviously Lana and Rusev at the time, were a power couple. Got brought to the main roster. Never really hit the heights that he should have. The Rusev Day thing was really massive, and at WrestleMania 34, they gave it to Jinder Mahal, the US title, instead of giving it to Rusev and pushing him. And then they had a bit of a breakup. She went with Bobby Lashley or something. And then turns out she was also sleeping with Liv Morgan. Don't know, can't remember that exactly. I kind of cut that out of my life. Yeah, and then it went off for a couple of weeks. No one, it was just went away, and then Rusev returned and attacked everyone, and that was it.
Yeah,
Vince McMahon, ladies and gentlemen.
Famously as well, apparently rumored, and she's apparently confirmed this herself. They had a little bit of fun in the old tank at Wrestlemania when he came out to face John Cena.
Oh, fair enough. I've not seen that, but fair play.
Yeah, they played goldfish in the tank.
All right, what was the end at the end of the? No, I'm not even going to get into this. Anyway,
you were opening yourself up then for.
Yeah, I kind of like stopped myself.
Ain't no stopping me.
No. Logan Paul has been in the news.
What's he done now?
Well, on SmackDown, he announced that Prime, for the first time ever in WWE history, at premium live events, is going to be the match sponsor Now people are thinking way too over the top with this and took it too like so much to heart. I don't understand why. Yes, it's horrible, and I know I've seen the logo. It's dreadful, but I mean, there's worse things that could have happened, really, isn't there? You could have a big Coca-Cola sign in the middle, or big Disney.
But
Like,
it wasn't. No, I'm sure, and I might have just been one of his Mandela effects. I'm sure Slim Jim's been on the map before.
WCW.
Was it?
Yeah,
I
it was
thought
WCW.
I thought I'd seen it before, just couldn't quite put my finger on it.
Halloween Havoc, and I think it was a couple of events as well after that. The Slim Jim was on the map. They've never really had a sponsor on TV. I think they might have done on like a non-recorded TV, non-recorded shows and stuff, house shows and stuff. But on TV, they've never had a sponsor in the middle of the ring. It's dreadful. It's the big bottle of Prime with Prime in the middle. If they just literally wrote Prime instead in black letters, it'll look so much better.
I think as well, though. I think because of Wrestlemania and the historicness that comes with it. I think I don't. It doesn't need a middle of the mat ring promoting. If you want to use promotion, put it on the ring posts, put it in the corners, not in the center.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. I mean, UFC have obviously on their map, they have everything all around. They have Prime, they have friggin' EA Sports and everything going on. And obviously, it's part of the TKO group, and that's what they want now. They want a sponsor in the middle of the ring. Obviously, we're only guessing. This is all just talking, but they'll probably like it on every single show. And they've probably gone, well, no, we do it on pay-per-views because we get more money from the pay-per-views.
I'm just thinking now, though, long term. Let's take, for instance, obviously 2K's got the Wrestlemania mode on it now. We have a flashback to a match, which we could potentially do because we've got potential big matches coming in a later game. They're going to have to put the Prime logo in the middle of the ring.
Well, no. So, if you remember last year's game with John Cena as the showcase in the ECW arena when he faced RVD, there was a mat sponsor. It wasn't on the game. They took it out. So they just take it out. It's like the music as well. They just take the music out. So, yeah, stop taking it to heart, everyone. Fuck me. I mean, it could be worse, couldn't it? Like, they could get rid of premium live events or something. That would have been like, oh my god, why are you getting rid of premium live events? They could have named Wrestlemania Prime Wrestlemania or something. Then you would have kicked off royally. Like, just get over it.
I just think there's bigger sponsorships and partnerships that they've had for longer that could have done it first. Arguing Slim Jim.
But I mean, well, the Slim Jim are pulled out, aren't they? They were pulling out because of what happened with Vince. That's the issue. They've had so many sponsors pull out. Well, from what we got told, they pulled out. They only did the sponsor at the Elimination Chamber, was it? Because of a deal they had. And after a certain time, they're going to get rid of it because of what's happening with Vince. And if it's true about Brock Lesnar returning, God knows.
Yeah.
We're going to get into Brock in a minute. Well, we'll get into Brock now. So Brock Lesnar obviously got removed off the main roster on WWE.com. He got removed from Wrestlemania. He wasn't at the Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber like he was supposed to be. Rumors he was supposed to face Dom at Elimination Chamber and then go on to face Gunther at WrestleMania. Got removed because of everything that's going on with the inquiry and stuff. He's now been brought back. Apparently, he has been put back on the roster page on WWE.com. And then I've watched Raw, so I watched it like I always do. I watch it on my phone in the morning because I can't be bothered getting up and getting on my computer. I watched it on my phone in bed, and I was skimming past the advert. So unless I missed it, someone put on Twitter that Brock Lesnar returns next week on Raw. I don't know if it's a real thing. I don't think it is a real thing.
I think if it's shown up, it would have been blown up a lot more than it has done. So I like I say to you every week, I wake up to the results, and this page that I get, it's an app actually that I get all the results and any news breaks of wrestling. They don't hold back on anything. They don't hide anything. They're not affiliated with anybody. So anything that gets broke like that would have been on that. So I would have woke up to a notification that the Monday Night Raw announces Brock Lesnar's return, even though along the lines of something, even though he died on these allegations. There was nothing there for me, so I don't think it's true yet. But it's WWE, isn't it?
He is back on the roster page. He is. there. Now, whether, and all his videos have been put back on WWE.com. So whether they have brought him back and he's going to make a return somewhere down the line after the Royal Rumble, after the Royal Rumble, Raw after WrestleMania.
Or
something like that.
I
think it's risky.
And I don't think it's fair. That's what I'm trying to think of a better word than fair. I don't think it's fair. If you look at the people that have been let go, I don't understand probably by Vince maybe or whatever, but in the past for stuff, the last one top of my head was Riddle. Riddle accused a man of sexually assaulting him. Yes, not great. Got released. But if it's true what Brock's been involved in, it's a far worse. Go back as Enzo. He was accused, and then he was accused of doing what he did with a female, but then was proven innocent weeks later. But WWE released him without even finding out if he was innocent or not. And there's more than that. You go back digging deep, and people have been released for a lot less. And I do think it's a risk take. But then the people that they're making deals with now, Prime, Logan Paul's part of the company. He's a wrestler. He's not going to pull promotion for his company because Brock Lesnar's come back, because he's got to deal with WWE himself. I don't know. Does it put a risk of like the Netflix deal? Probably not.
No. I personally, I think that obviously everything, all the ones you've just said, and there's more. Obviously, there's a lot more. Was all Vince. Vince was running the company. Obviously, he had allegations. We don't know there's guilty, innocent of proven guilty. I don't know what's going on. I'm not getting involved in it, but he obviously had what was going on with him, so he kind of to protect himself probably released him and said, "Get rid of him to make me look good," kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now, whether they brought him back because they have evidence that he's not a part of it, because all they said was a UFC fighter. I know it's all fingers are pointing at Brock, but it could be anyone. Could be any UFC fighter.
There's only 3 UFC fighters that have been wrestlers.
Yeah, no, I'm just mean in general though. It just says a UFC fighter. It doesn't say a WWE wrestler and UFC fighter. No, it says
WWE wrestler, a superstar. What was a WC wrestler that was a UFC fighter that they were trying to re-sign again?
But it could be either of them.
So it's a potential 3, but only 2 of them's re-signed. But then when you do the timeline with it, it's very obvious it's Brock.
Yeah, and I know it's Brock, but there's got to be for them to bring him back and risk the chance of people pulling promotions out and all the allegations and stuff. They surely would have found out that it's not him and that it's just Vince and John Laurinaitis. I don't know. I'm not an attorney. I know what you mean. But surely, because now Vince ain't in charge, it's Triple H and Nick Khan. And The Rock's involved. Surely they would have gone, well.
I also believe, mate, they've got a strong enough female presence now in the locker room for them to turn around and go, "Oh, if you bring him back, we're gone." I think.
Yeah, that's another thing as well. There's people like Charlotte and Bianca, Becky and everyone that's there will turn around and go, "Well, I'm not working if he's there." So obviously,
I'm not being in. I know they're not the same locker room, but I'm not being in a locker room with him.
Yeah,
if he's done this, but yeah, obviously we've not spoken about this, and we agreed not to really go into the whole allegation stuff because of what you said before.
We don't know the ins and outs.
We don't know the ins and outs, and we don't want to be that sort of YouTube channel that cultures to gossip. So it's obviously we'll chat about little bits like this, but yeah, we're not going too deep.
Nothing major. And last thing on WWE before we move on to Revolution is the WWE trying to get Rock at Saudi Arabia Night Champions or whatever it is, the one that they do in early year. Now we're going to talk about Rock, Roman, Cody, Seth soon because I think it's probably one of the best storylines going into WrestleMania.
The storyline going on in WrestleMania.
Yeah. I just mean it in general. Like, I was over all the WrestleManias. I think last time I was excited about a WrestleMania main event, I can't remember. We'll get into that soon. Now. But yeah, they're trying to get Rock at Saudi Arabia. So with my theory coming, when we talk about it soon, what's going to happen, it makes sense. But then would Rock do an appearance so soon after WrestleMania and not build it up to something else? But we'll talk about, obviously, the implications of Rock, Roman, Cody, and Seth soon. Let's get on to a Revolution. I've not watched it, and I know I've been home. I've not been anywhere, so I've got no excuse. Well, I have. I haven't got the money to pay for a pay-per-view.
This is where you buying these t-shirts below and hitting that subscription button helps us out massively. We're able to buy these pay-per-views and maybe review more than just the weekly shows and the pay-per-views where we can. So yeah, hit them, subscribe, do all that jazz Matt mentioned earlier on. A little speckets, a little some.
Like, it was a little. It was what do you call it? A feather.
You were like kill the pot dog, then getting distracted by something like ooh.
Pedro, he's not here today.
But yeah, if you hit that subscription button, comment, like on the videos, obviously more subscriptions and stuff there, the more we can do. Like we say all the time, we don't do this for a living yet. This is just part of our like a hobby at the moment. Yeah. But we would like to make it a living. So yeah, hit that subscription button, share, like, do whatever. Same with social medias like Matt mentioned before. Go give them all a follow.
Please. So yeah, then so we'll talk about AEW. Now, it was Sting's retirement in the same building as he faced Ric Flair for the NWA World Title at Clash of Champions in March 1988. So significant building for Sting. And like I said, I didn't watch the show. I watched highlights on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, where you see all the highlights and stuff. So it looks like it's been called AEW's best pay-per-view they've ever pulled out, from what I've been reading. Obviously, I claimed All In was AEW's best. Now this apparently is. So
I was just thinking that's a big claim, because All In was very, very good.
So we're gonna go through the card, if you're happy to, because obviously I know you've not watched that. You probably obviously know all the winners and stuff. So you've got the Bang Bang Scissor Gang.
No comment.
Defeated Jarrett, Satnam, Wishkali, Jay Lethal, Willie Mack, and Private Party.
I think they call themselves Team TNA or something.
Okay.
I'm sure I read somewhere that
I can't remember seeing Satnam in TNA.
Yeah.
Anyway, have they dropped the ball with the Bullet Club and Acclaimed?
I don't know. It's like they don't know what to do with either of them.
I saw the reason I ask is I saw something on Twitter this morning saying they've dropped the ball with both teams and they don't know what to do with either one of them. I mean, you've got the potential of a Bullet Club Gold to hold titles that are significant and put the foot in the door. Jay Lethal, arguably. Jay Lethal should have won a title by now. Not Jay Lethal. Sorry, Jay White.
I think the issue with Jay White winning the title just yet, I think there's too many.
I just mean any title. I don't mean that. A mid title.
TNT maybe, but I think because of how stacked, thick in storylines they are. If you look at the TNT, you've got Edge and Christian still doing their thing of Adam Copeland.
For God's sake, right?
Yeah. The AEW World Heavyweight, obviously Joe's got it, and it's stuck within a storyline with Strickland and whoever else now. They don't have the TNT, the international one.
Orange Cassidy.
Orange Cassidy.
Roddy Strong now, innit?
Roddy Strong's got it. Orange Cassidy seems to float around, but even though it's not been really done as it said it's done, where it's going to be defended all around the world. And then you've got the likes of the ROH titles and stuff, and the Triple Crown that Eddie's got. And I just think Jay's either waiting for TNT chance or he's waiting for the big boy shot. But I think if he's waiting for waiting to put him the big boy who got too many people, because I feel MJF's on his way back. With the name,
if it doesn't show up on Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah, no. No, just with one of the new shows that I think it's a pay-per-view that have announced, it screams MJF to me.
Which one?
AEW Dynasty.
Yes.
It just screams MJF all over it.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
And apparently they've got the copyright to his old stable of Hammerstone and somebody else.
All right.
So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, back to what you originally watched. Have they dropped the ball? I think so. But I also think Max Caster's apparently been suspended in the background.
Oh.
For his comments online. So I just feel like with the Acclaimed that he asked, they've put them titles on and they haven't done nothing with them.
Yeah.
And instead of aligning with the Bang Bang Club, have them go against them. But then you're rerunning Daddy Ass against his sons again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like trios is. I just feel them trio. I think Kenny getting injured. There's so much in them trio titles they could have done by now.
Yeah. Then we got Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale that defeated Julia Hart and Sky Blue in a tag match. These were both pre-show matches, by the way.
Yeah. Sat there. Julia Hart shouldn't be on pre-show.
No, it's just Sky Blue. Christian, which was with everybody, Kill Switch, Mother Wayne, and Nick Wayne, defeated Daniel Garcia for the TNT title.
Yeah.
Edge return? Or was that on Dynamite?
No, Edge returned to make the save, I think. No, Danny Magic made the save. I can't remember if Edge did.
Okay. Yeah, no, there's nothing about Edge on there. So it was on Dynamite. Yeah. And then Eddie Kingston defeated Daniel Bryan, and apparently which was match of the night. Well, second match of the night, because the match of the night was later on. But I can see it. Daniel Bryan, as much as I shit on Eddie Kingston, he puts on quality matches. So I can't knock him.
But I think we spoke about this on the last pod, maybe. The stipulations for the match just made me laugh. If Eddie Kingston beat Daniel Bryan.
Oh, yeah, to shake his hand.
I had to shake his hand. But then there was quite a nice backstage video that was put up on the social medias after that match, where they're in like the trainer's room, and Eddie Kingston just basically says the only thing he cares about the fans and their respect and but the only thing that he really, really wants is the respect from the locker room that he's never been given, and he feels like he's earned it now. And he's turning corners, stuff like that. And then Daniel Bryan, he shakes his hand again. Eddie walks out, and Daniel Bryan speaks to the camera about it as well, and talks about how he's changed. He's proud how Eddie's changed his life, and It was quite a nice video. It'd be on YouTube or even on their Facebook page. It's quite it's a nice sort of like Daniel Bryan saying that he does sort of respect Eddie now,
and he didn't fire him because he's a part of the disciplinary.
He's not suspended him.
That's good. Then you had Wardlow defeated Jericho, Powerhouse Hobbs, Lance Archer, Hook, Brian Cage, Magnus. Magnus? Who's Magnus?
Not Nick Aldis.
That's what I just thought. I was someone from CMLL. That's what I thought it was. I was like, I swear he's SmackDown GM, isn't he? And Dante Martin, and for an All-Star Scramble match, and the winner received a future AEW World Title match. Wardlow won.
Mr. Wardlow.
The right person, I think.
Yeah,
I think the only other person I'd probably go would Hook. Hook v Samoa Joe hits hard. I like that.
Yeah, I think Hook's going to get a bit more of a push now. I do see that coming. I can see him working, unknowingly working with Jericho for a bit. Everybody knows I do like Jericho. I'm a Jericho fan, but Jericho's only done all this shtick with Sammy Guevara. We don't need him to do Hook, but then they're going to go down the line of Jericho has history because of Taz and all that bollocks.
Aye. And then you had the AEW International Championship match between Roderick Strong and Orange Cassidy, which Roderick Strong won. First title in AEW for Roderick Strong, I believe.
Yes.
Unless he's held something in Ring of Honor, which doesn't really count as AEW, but it does, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's his first AEW title, yeah.
Nice. Roddy's a good wrestler. Always has been. I think he was wasted in NXT. He wasn't when he obviously with Undisputed Era, but after that, when they all started disbanding.
I don't know if it's just me, but when Undisputed Era was a thing and they were at the peak, Roddy just felt like a spare part. He didn't really fit for me. He didn't feel like he was part of the group as such.
Oh, so yeah.
He just had that like he was a mate of a mate tagging along sort of feel.
Yeah, got to come with us.
Where you had Adam Cole was the face, you know, the guy that would win the main title.
Yeah,
you had Fish and O'Reilly winning the tag titles, and then I think Bobby held at one point the US title over there, the American title, but it just didn't feel like he just didn't. I don't know, maybe the look, the Roddy style, it just didn't fit the Undisputed Era's like sort of attitude, but it still worked. It got over, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Blackpool Combat Club, John Moxley and Claudio.
You missed something important there.
Yeah, it's not on here.
Kyle O'Reilly returned at the end of that match and whispered something into Roddy's ear. We haven't seen Kyle O'Reilly for nearly 2 years.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Fish is next. Quality.
No Fish. No Fish. But yeah, Kyle O'Reilly returned. Been injured for nearly 2 years. Came in the ring like he was going to attack them, but then he hugged Roddy and whispered something in his ear and walked out. I don't know if Dynamite announced what was whispered or what.
No,
I don't know.
They didn't.
But yeah, it's good to see Kyle back in the ring.
Even.
I do like Kyle O'Reilly. He can go.
Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly's ace. I really wanted him when in 2020. Obviously, we had the shit COVID year. They broke the Undisputed Era up. I really thought they were going to give him the NXT title at one point because he was in the main event with Adam Cole and Ciampa and
he deserved it
and stuff. Yeah, I really thought they were going to give him it, but they never did. Yeah. Then you had Moxley and Claudio defeated FTR in a quality tag match, apparently. I mean, I've already got the matches up here, but I can see that being an absolutely masterpiece.
Yeah, I when I seen that was one of the matches announced after Dax took on Mox a week before, it was one of the matches that's on my list that I need to watch.
Yeah, definitely. And then Deonna Purrazzo got her chance at the AEW Women's Championship as she faced Toni Storm. Toni Storm won.
Was it Toni Storm or Dana Brooks' new character did she face? I can't tell the difference.
Ash by Elegance. No, it wasn't Ash by Elegance. She had a match on TNA this week. But no, Timeless Toni Storm defeated Purrazzo. Right move. Just coming to the company, Deonna.
I think because of the hype that come in with her, and obviously is she going with AEW, is she going WWE? I think that's it just shows Tony Khan's intentions for her, that she's not there to painfully do a Ruby Riot and just hover about. He's got good intentions, and obviously with the other rumor signing coming in the next few weeks, and should be interesting.
Will Ospreay defeated Takeshita. I've been there anyway. You've been away.
Dead proud of yourself there, weren't you?
Honestly, the other day I looked at this card and I went, right, I'll go for it. Yeah, okay, yeah. And I was like, Takeshita, what's his name now? And I was there for about 5 minutes.
It's been a while since we called him Takeshita.
And I was saying it about 5 times before I realised, Takeshita.
So he's been with us for a while. And
that's big for me.
When he came through the AEW, we did nickname him Takeshita. And that's just because that's the way it looks like on
exactly
on paper. But obviously, longer Takeshita was in the ring and we realised, hang on a minute, this guy's actually really good and he's going to be around for a while. We better learn how to say his name. And we still get to the point and said his name where we have to go, Takeshita.
Normally, I always just stop and I look at John and he just looks at me and goes, Takeshita. Now, I know. Apparently it was match of the night. I'm not surprised. They faced each other numerous times, haven't they, before?
I knew it was going to be a banger, mate. I knew this was going to be the match of the night. If it didn't say match of the night, the match of the night would have been Sting and Darby against the Young Bucks. But it had Dave Meltzer creaming in his pants from when it was announced. He already had 5 stars written down. It has. Look, anything Willie's going to touch in the next few weeks is going to be gold.
Yeah.
Willie Ospreay. Anything he does in the next few weeks, mate, it's going to be absolute gold. I for one, I would have loved him in WWE as well. So I'm not just saying that this because in AEW, we went to WWE. I've got a list of names I would love for him to face there too. But the matches we're going to get from him, like we've got Daniel Bryan and him confirmed for I think it's Dynasty or Big Time, I can't remember. We're going to get him and Mox 1-on-1 instead of with Dave Finlay in the middle of it. We're actually going to get him and Mox going at it 1-on-1. Claudio, Kingston, even some of the smaller guys, Wheeler Yuta, Dante Martin, Orange Cassidy. Jesus Christ, can you imagine them two going at it? Tagging with someone going against the Bucks. Do you know what I mean? FTR, him and somebody, one of the Aussie Open guys against FTR. We're getting matches. We're going to get absolute bangers here, and it's going to put eyes back on AEW. I think his signing alone.
I think when you look at it and the signing that happened on Dynamite after the show, after this pay-per-view, the right ones for AEW. Like, you look at it in the past and you see they're bringing in certain people and you think, why have you done that? Why have you brought them in? There's no, like, people can come at me all they want. Jeff Hardy. I get why you brought Jeff Hardy in because of Matt, but it's not the same Jeff Hardy as it was 10 years ago. He's not got it in him anymore. He's got so many issues going on. But when you look at Will Ospreay and Okada, who is obviously signed for AEW now, it's like, it's right. The right signings for him.
Yeah, I get what you mean. So I get like companies do that, don't they? WCW did it with WWF, WWF did it, WCW, so on. It's happened for years and years. But like you say, Jeff Hardy, it wasn't needed.
Yeah.
I would even argue, and don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of him, but I'd even argue the likes of Claudio, he hasn't done nothing. He hasn't excited me. But at the same point, Miro as well. But these are the guys that I wanted loads from WWE, but they didn't need enough of it. It's starting to make me realise, hang on a minute, is it booking? Is the booking team not even doing it? Or are they hard to book for? Because it's becoming a thing. But I get what you mean. Will Ospreay is he's gone to the right company.
Yeah, it's right for him. Same with Okada.
Okada, I'm on the fence with at the moment. I like what they've linked him with the Bucks because he's got a really close relationship with the Bucks. It has done for years, but they've always been on the opposite side of each other. They've never really done anything together. They were Bullet Club. He was, who was he with? Chaos. People are going to come at me well wrong. So they were always at the opposite, and obviously they were always at each other's throat because of Kenny in Okada's history, which is they've already planted a seed for Okada and Kenny in AEW this week on Dynamite. So we'll have to wait and see what the future holds. But yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That bit of fluff or feather went past my
screen. As it goes your screen now. That's amazing how it's done that. I mean, it's like TNA with Kurt Angle. Perfect for him.
Yeah.
It was perfect. It worked well.
If anybody ever wants to know where a wrestler's jumped from one company to another and it's been spot on, there's only 2 right now I'd be able to say. Kurt Angle jumped from WWE to TNA, and Cody Rhodes gone from AEW back to WWE.
Definitely. Say his money. be on the fence with. We'll see what happens. She's fantastic. We know how good she is as a wrestler, and we know the women's division in AEW needs that bit of a vocal point.
I think, can she ignite the female division in AEW now? We'll have to wait and see. I feel like Tony Khan doesn't know what to do with the females because he's got some absolute great wrestlers there. Ruby Riott, Chris Statlander, Willow, Britt Baker, potentially Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks, Saraya. Saraya hasn't done anything in weeks since she won the title and dropped it. But could Mercedes Moné ignite it? It's whether he's won the bucket. That's the problem.
Yeah, I agree. World title 3-way match: Swerve, Hangman, and Samoa Joe. I firmly believe Hangman's never going to hold that title again. Swerve, I think, will do, but I think they've got to trigger it they've got to trigger it soon, because I think it's going to go down the road of Jay White, where it gets to a point where you think, okay, he needs it and he deserves it, but the right person's got the title now. Whereas Joe with the title now, it's, I love Samoa Joe. I really like him. I'd rather see Swerve with the title, personally.
Yeah. So my thought on that then is did they pull a trigger on Swerve to have Swerve MJF, because MJF can come back he's got to come back and be slotted straight back in.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be. He carried him and Adam Cole carried the company.
I don't think he will. I literally think he'll come back and he'll just get straight put into Adam Cole's storyline.
That's what I was going to say. Or does he do what Roman did when he came back? Run some storylines outside for a bit to build back up. The crowd's going to love MJF for turning back anyway, but Roman did it when he came back from his leukemia. He didn't jump straight back into the title scene. He had that absolutely horrendous storyline with Baron Corbin, where they were covering each other in dog food for weeks.
But then the match at the Royal Rumble absolutely banged.
Yeah, so we're going to get that. He's going to come back. He's probably going to come back, like I say, with this group that they've apparently got the rights to, and go after the Undisputed Kingdom, which is right, because that's what we're waiting on. That's the storyline we're waiting on. But I see him being injected in. Who would I rather see MJF take on for that title in the future? And Swerve Strickland.
Yeah.
Swerve. Right now, it's the only person. Like Wardlow having it and then giving it over to Adam Cole's not going to make sense. I know the culminate the storyline with MJF and Adam Cole, it needs to be a title match maybe, but I'd rather see Swerve have it, and then have Swerve work with Hook, Cassidy. Yeah. I love Joe as well, and I think he's great. But I think Swerve. It's Swerve's time.
Yeah, definitely.
Swerve's
definitely
house.
Is. Whose house? And then we had the main event: Sting and Darby Allin, who was brought to the ring by Flair, and then his sons Garrett and Steven, who were dressed up as old versions of Sting, Surfer Sting and Red Wolfpack Sting.
Yeah.
Against the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, as they like to be called now.
EVPs.
The EVPs, yeah. Obviously, Sting and Darby won. Now the tag team titles are vacant, and there's going to be a tournament for them. Obviously, it's right Sting won. No one's going to argue Sting shouldn't have won that match at all. So, and then it gave the Young Bucks more heel power going forward. Obviously, we know what happened on Dynamite. They fired Kenny Omega
from the Elite,
and then
from the Elite.
Yeah, and then Hangman Adam Page as well.
He's been suspended from the Elite.
Yeah, that's the one. So obviously we're going to get Hangman and Kenny versus them versus the Young Bucks and Okada at some point.
So Hangman and Kenny together. I don't know if you've gone back and watched this one.
No.
Hangman and Kenny tagged together. They held their titles. They had a match against the Bucks, but it was a tag team that worked really well.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It worked really well. Both workhorses, both put on great matches. And yeah, so if we're going down that line again, great. I'm and here comes the New Japanists coming after me. I don't want Kenny Okada in AEW. I've seen it like 12 times now. I don't need to see it again. It's had a 5-star rating from Dave Meltzer. I think it even got a 6-star at one point from Dave Meltzer every time. It's been done. And I know it's been done in New Japan. And I know people are like, well, it's going to be done on like pay-per-view in like US. It's been done. It's been done, and it's been done and done and done and done and done. I don't need to see it.
Yeah,
but it's
everyone
going to
keeps saying
happen.
that. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people on X and Instagram and all the other social medias are saying it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to happen again.
No,
We've
but
seen it that many times.
Tony Khan has signed Okada and straight away gone, oh yes, I'm going to get Okada, Kenny Omega, 12 at All in Wembley.
Yeah, definitely.
It's don't get me wrong, I'll enjoy watching it, but I'm not going to be like, oh my god, no. I'd rather see Okada take on Daniel Pac. Pac's come up on Collision this week. Pac's back. I'm excited to see Okada Pac because I've not seen Pac and Okada before. That's what we need to see Okada take on some different people like Will Ospreay. I don't need him taking on Will Ospreay just yet because he's done it.
Yeah, fair dues. That was Revolution. Obviously, it was mentioned on.
I will try and get around to watching it, and I'll probably do another little review video for it. It's just getting time now. It's like I said earlier on, a lot of stuff's gone on since coming home from holiday. And it's just getting that time I can sit down and watch it's an AEW pay-per-view, so 12 hours worth of pay-per-view.
Plus the pre-show, another 5 hours.
Yeah, plus the pre-show, another 5 hours.
WrestleMania 35, my God.
Yeah, it's 2 nights in one day. And especially with us coming the WrestleMania season, obviously for the pod's sake, we've got lots of stuff planned.
Yeah.
And obviously 2K is out, so I've got a lot of gaming to try and do. As well as have a life and spend time with my wife.
Yeah, the last bit's alright. It's just fine.
You only say that because she's she's.
I know, yeah. I would not say that in front of her. You're joking. I like my balls well, yeah. Yeah, and obviously on Dynamite we saw Okada come out. We've just obviously been talking about it. Edge returned. Oh, sorry, Adam Copeland.
What's in the fucking box? It just reminded me of the 7 that
ECW title.
The meme from 7 everybody used. Where is it? Brad Pitt's got the box and someone's in the cereal and there's something like that. And he's like, "What's in the box?" He's like, "Cereal." It's like, "What's in the fucking box? What's in the fucking box?" It's
ECW
not.
Title.
It's not. It's going to be like
Edge
and Christian's awesome podcast logo in the box.
Oh yeah, it could be that. Yeah, it could be that as well.
Yeah, or the sunglasses from
the sunglasses and the
60-second pose.
I hope so. That'd be cool. AEW looks like they're firing up.
Gangrel
comes out from the flat. Yeah, man. Yeah, AEW looks like they're starting to fire up. They're starting to get back to where they should be. It's just a pure wrestling. Obviously, there's 2 different companies, and people always argue, "Oh, WWE's better, AEW's better." Listen, it's both both companies. The 2 individual companies. One's entertainment and made basically on soap opera.
I was saying,
which we all know.
Someone the other day about AEW, and I've not said this before because obviously I'm more the AEW guy, but I think it's time for Tony Khan to do best wishes and future endeavors to a lot of people.
Yes, there is a lot of people that need it.
And then I think he needs to sort of, we've said it before, I think he needs to make Ring of Honor, and AEW. They don't meet.
Yeah.
Maybe do a pay-per-view down the line, create like a Survivor Series-esque sort of thing, Guts and Glory sort of thing, or even do a draft where you could be drafted from AEW to Ring of Honor and so on. That may be thing, but they need to be run as separate entities because you're not doing so. Like the trio title, take that as a prime example. Bullet Club Gold's got 1 trio title, Acclaim's got another. They're absolutely valueless because they're together. There's no value to them title. Eddie Kingston's carrying 3 titles from 3 different dependent shows. And I'm a massive Eddie Kingston fan. No one will ever say I'm not. But why? Well, it has no value to them because
Who's
he's
booking
not.
this shit?
Yeah. I'm getting to the point going, fucking hell, Tony, lay off the crack, mate, because we don't need any more titles.
This is
But
his
yeah,
issue, though. And we spoke about AEW before, like the issues that he's got is he's so purely, and we talk about this when they do Saudi Arabia shows, it's like literally playing GM mode.
Tony Khan
That's
is
what
playing
Tony
GM
Khan
mode.
does. Yeah,
He
yeah, yeah.
is. So you can see it when a free agent comes up, and you can pretty much predict they're going to be in AEW. If the next
Yeah.
WWE guy, they're going to be in AEW in a few weeks. I still predict, even though he's on TNA, I still predict a Nick Nemeth appearance, a Riddle appearance, and a Mustafa Ali appearance soon.
Riddle's
Uh,
appearing apparently.
I believe they've signed somebody, Shelton Benjamin's due.
Yeah,
I've
Sean
read
Benjamin.
Shelton, but I'm not going to be annoyed with Shelton because I believe Shelton deserves a little bit more respect than he
Yeah,
got from
definitely.
AEW. And I think AEW could be the right place for Shelton, or
Yes.
even Ring of Honor for Shelton. I think we could get great matches with like Dante Martin with Shelton. But yeah, I'm now on the same page as yourself, mate. Tony Khan is playing real life GM mode,
Yeah.
with an unlimited balance, and I think the the two stacked. There's people that need to go with contracts coming to the end. Like I believe Matt Hardy's contract's coming to an end. Don't re-sign him.
Yeah.
Let him go. Let him go be a free agent. Let him do some work on the independents. If you go, I can't see him go back to WWE. I think that
No,
bridge
not
may be
unless it's a
burned.
Legends contract. I think that's the only time. I think that's the only one they'll sign him up to is a
Yeah,
Legends contract.
I think Hall of Fame legendary contract for them two maybe next.
Yeah,
Um,
like the Dudleys.
yeah, I think that's their next move. But I think they need to. I think Hardy Boys in general, mate. I think they need to realise that their careers are done.
They're hanging on. They're hanging on. It's like when you watch the Dudleys, Bully Ray. Yeah, he does appearances now and again as Bully Ray, and it works. Bully can still go. It's not like he's threw himself off ladders and stuff so
But
many
it's
times that his body's
Bully's not
crashed.
Bully's not trying to be Bubba.
No,
He's
no,
being
that's what I'm
Bully Ray.
saying. So yeah, exactly. So you've got obviously Bully Ray doing him, but Devon, you don't see Devon doing anything because he knows his body can't handle it and he's done. And that's the difference. They know what they can do and what they can't do. Whereas Matt and
Yeah,
Jeff still are hanging on to the 2000 brass ring, going, we could still do
yeah.
what we
Jeff
can do.
Jeff thinks he can hang with Darby Allin.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, not a
he
chance.
can't.
He
He's
thinks he
not
can do
got.
what Ricochet can do and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He can't now. He's there. But yeah, there's the like of the Hardys. I wouldn't re-sign them.
no,
Satnam Singh. Like, if
he's quality him. I like him.
you know what I mean, there's people in there that could let go or just put them on RH. If you're not going to let them go, split them off completely and just have them run ROH, just a separate entity completely.
Definitely.
And I think that'll be the best thing for AEW. Compact the roster down because if you look at WWE, it's not a massive roster. You look at the
Not
games.
anymore. No.
You look at the games. It's not a massive roster, and I know that everybody's on the roster in the game that's in there now. Obviously, signs and stuff. But it's not massive, but it's spread out across three brands. But they don't really, bar SmackDown and Raw, NXT doesn't really get involved. And you know who's an NXT star?
Yeah.
AEW right now, barring maybe a handful of people. I don't know who's RH and who's at AEW.
If you ask me, for instance, who's in ROH, I couldn't tell you.
Ethan
I don't know.
Page. Do you know what I can tell you? Because he's only seen to be wrestling in RH and it's pissing me off.
Yeah, that's the one we've always said. We both said that should be
He's
doing
sleeping
more
on.
than what he's doing. Dan Alzen's apparently pissed off and wants to leave as well.
Well, Daniels is doing independent appearances now.
Is he? There you go.
Someone in the UK, by the way, if anybody has a wrestling company that watches our video, can you please book Dan Alzen and let us know so we can come down and meet him?
Yes, because I want to be cursed. Moving on from AEW. We never talk about AEW. We never do. We always talk about WWE. Plus, it's WrestleMania season, so there's more news comes out. We're moving on to the Hall of Fame. We're not going to do a big video because we're going to do a separate video on the Hall of Fame, but we'll just talk about the people that have been announced for the Hall of Fame already. So we'll start off with yesterday's announcement of Muhammad Ali being announced as the celebrity person that's been inducted. Obviously,
I thought he was already in it.
No. Part of the first Wrestlemania. He
Yeah,
was a part of the War of the Worlds with Antonio Inoki. That was dubbed by WWE as the first MMA big fight thing. Don't know. He's obviously a three-time world heavyweight champion boxing. I don't know this. I'm actually reading that there because I don't know anything about boxing. And he's Olympic gold medalist, which I didn't even know. So he's going in it. I think it's one of those
greatest boxer of all time.
It's obviously I know that. When you look at celebrities going in, we always question celebrities going in, like Donald Trump, for example. But when you look at Muhammad Ali, he's always on the video package for WrestleMania. Always, he's one of the first people you see on it. And as much as he didn't have a massive impact, like the likes of Mr. T did wrestling in the first WrestleMania, for instance, and the second WrestleMania, he's still I'd put him in over a lot of people, celebrities that are already in there.
Like I said, I thought he went in. I already thought he went in. I thought he was one of the first Celebrity Hall of Fame inductees ever. When the announcer was like, someone got something wrong there. But yeah, I watched a bit of boxing in the past, and when I say argument's sake, it's a bit like football, mate. Like people will debate who's the best of all time. For me, he's probably the best boxer of all time. Obviously, there's people who argue different, and that's fair enough. It's opinions, just like wrestling. But yeah, I get what you mean. Right, when Donald Trump was announced a few years back, I'm like, why? Arnie went in. I don't remember Arnie doing anything in the ring, bar maybe a bit of promo work. That's it.
He did. He got involved in Triple H's title match on SmackDown, didn't he? And gave Vince the belt.
Right. But
then I've just got the celebrities up here. So you've got Ozzy Osbourne. Big. I mean, I'll fight for Ozzy because I'm but
Ozzy's done.
Ozzy's sick.
Ozzy may not have done much in the ring, but he's applied a lot of like main events.
He's given music as well to WWE and stuff to use, and William Shatner obviously there because of the stuff he did with Jerry Lawler in the ring. He was on Raw. He was on pay-per-views as well. So fair dues with Shatner. I've got no issues with Shatner. Kid Rock. Really? I know he gave music to WWE to use. Obviously, American Badass for The Undertaker and the theme songs for WrestleMania. But really? Kid Rock. Snoop Dogg. We know why Snoop Dogg went in. We all know why.
It wasn't for that top rope move he did, or the Snoop Dogg elbow.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll move on from that one. Arnie is in. Obviously, he's in because of Triple H, and the stuff he was doing with, like I just said, with Vince and Triple H on SmackDown. Mr. T, fair dues, wrestled at WrestleMania twice. He pitied the fools. He puts on his jewelry. Donald Trump. We move on from Donald Trump. I'm not talking about him. Mike Tyson. Fair dues. Big part of WrestleMania 14.
Part of history, mate. Tyson genuinely is big part of history.
Drew Carey was in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Eliminated himself. No, once. Royal Rumble 2001. Yeah, he eliminated himself because he didn't want to get involved with Kane.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame him. Fair play to him. Bob Uecker, again, WrestleMania 3 and 4 to do with Andre the Giant when he choked him. And it's another one of those videos that you see. Probably wouldn't put him in just yet, but that's just me. William Perry actually wrestled at WrestleMania, so fair dues with him. And Pete Rose gets tombstoned by Kane all the time, so that's fair enough. So that's the celebrity done. Tag team. They've gone with the US Express, Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda, which screens for me Bray Wyatt also being put in with his family. Triple H told him over Skype or whatever it is they use, Zoom or whatever it is, and they started crying and obviously how much it meant to them to be put in. I don't know a lot about the US Express. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I do. No. All I know is they were former tag team champions, I think twice. Big in NWA more than anything than WWE, but Barry Windham has obviously been a part of the Horsemen, and so
I'll be really honest. I only know them because of Bray. I know Barry was IRS as well.
Mike was IRS.
Oh, was it Mike?
Yeah, Michael's IRS.
Yeah, I've met him at Flummer Wrestling. Was there last time I went with Bo. But yeah, I know nothing about them. So yeah, I'm not going to sit and go, yeah, they're much. Fuck all about them.
Same. Don't know. But that screams with Bray Wyatt to me. That is the main guy in the Hall of Fame. Well, second main guy. You got Bo Nakano as the woman that's going in this year. Well deserved. Former women's champion. To put a Slammy Award winner there. I watched her on the network when I've watched old things back, but I've never been really watched her like. All I know is Sam Roberts loves her. So if you watch the Ultimate when they do like Ultimate Wrestlemania, Ultimate Elimination Chamber, he always put they do a female one. He always puts Bo Nakano in. And I tweeted Sam Roberts, never tweeted me back, you bastard. But I did put you'd be happy. And then the main one at the moment, obviously there's going to be a few more announced, is Paul Heyman, former manager and commentator for AEWA and obviously WCW. He owned he didn't own WCW, he owned ECW. On-screen general manager SmackDown, former color commentator with Jim Ross on Raw in 2001, and he's obviously managed the likes of Brock Lesnar, Big Show, Punk, RVD, Cesaro, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, Arn Anderson, Rick Rude, Axel, Ryback. We won't mention the last two. But yeah, well deserved for Heyman. Well deserved.
Yeah, when they announced Heyman, mate.
Apparently he's declined it 8 times, and he said no every single time. And then this time he's been told by apparently his wife. I don't know how true this is, but his wife told him to take it and accept it.
Well deserved, though, Heyman. Well deserved.
Yeah. Who inducts him?
That's the problem. I think, and to keep it, I think Paul Heyman inducts Paul Heyman.
See, I said the same thing the other day with the lads in the group chat. I said Paul Heyman should induct himself into the Hall of Fame.
I feel Paul Heyman needs that length of time.
Yeah.
To get out what he needs, what Paul Heyman can do.
Well, let's look at the people that they could potentially be. So we've got Roman Reigns. Obviously, he's been with him for the past few years. His advocate, and not his advocate, is wise man to the Tribal Chief. You've got potentially Punk, who's a big part of Punk's title reign.
Yeah,
was with him all the way through it till he turned on him with Lesnar. You've got Lesnar, who's maybe that's why he's back on the roster to induct him into the Hall of Fame. Obviously, Big Show's with AEW, so that's not a possibility. RVD, he's not signed to AEW. He makes appearances for AEW. He's already said he'd love to induct him into the Hall of Fame. It's whether they'll go with it because he's
Tommy
literally Dreamer as well. But I mean, as far as I know, Dreamer has still got issues with Heyman from way back when. Don't know how true that is.
I think I'm sure if it's something on the network from a couple of years ago where they got the ECW guys all of them together around the table. I believe Bubba was there, or Bully Ray, Tommy, Paul Heyman, and they sort of I'm sure they've had a conversation about it and they've sorted it out. But Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, Sabu.
Yeah, Stone Cold. I can see it being Stone Cold if anyone. Because of his ECW and then WCW stuff. Bo Nakano, don't have a clue who could induct. Probably someone in WCW that she probably had. No, Alundra Blaze or put Bo Nakano in because they faced each other in WWE a lot. UX Express, don't know, couldn't tell you. Muhammad Ali, Hogan.
It'd be Hogan maybe because wasn't that Hogan Piper?
WrestleMania, yeah.
Hogan Piper he refed against.
Orndorff, Mr. T. So yeah, probably Hogan. But yeah, there's obviously going to be a couple more names. I'm adamant Bray Wyatt's a part of that.
It's gotta be.
With his family being put in, it makes sense to put him in as well.
Yeah. It's gotta be Bray. I think if they don't do it this year, they've done it too late.
Yeah, I agree.
What makes me think he's going to go in as well is WWE Supercard doing that at the moment. They're doing a Bray Wyatt promo. And they've said in the memory and stuff like that. And they've done it in around the Wrestlemania time. So it's got to be, I think Bray's going to be the main name. Obviously, for argument's sake, but him and Paul Heyman are the main two going in. But Bray goes in. Who inducts Bray?
Bo Dallas.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think Bo will accept the award on behalf of him. I don't think he inducts him. You got Braun. You got Redbeard.
Bliss.
Randy.
Cena's talked highly of him over the past couple of days
Yeah.
about the 5-5 Funhouse match.
Cena.
It could be anyone, to be fair. Triple H.
They could just do a massive video package for him instead.
Yeah.
And have a few people induct him. It could be the reason I don't think it'll be Bo is because it looks like they're building Bo as this new character. I firmly believe that he's signed and he's due to come. He's going to come back soon.
Well, now we know that he's not part of the Three Faces thing. That was Sean Spears.
Yeah.
Which, out the blue. Kind of like it though, because obviously I watched
doesn't work though. It doesn't work with Sean.
No,
Spears,
the promo stuff didn't work, but I like him being back in NXT. It just feels right. I don't know why. As Sean Spears though, not as Ty Dillinger. Feel like it. Has he come back as
Sean Spears?
Yeah, he's Sean Spears.
Yeah, I haven't seen
the chairman spot. Sean Spears.
So I've seen him coming back and I've seen him popping up. I've not heard what they've called him. So he's back as Sean Spears.
So on the video that I released when I did an update last week, because obviously you weren't airing the week before because you were in New York and stuff, I said that I would love for him to, because we've not had it where someone signed and then goes to the main event picture. Because I know that's not what NXT is anymore. That's what used to happen. Drew McIntyre appears, goes to the main event. Adam Cole appears, goes to the main event. I'd love for Sean Spears to quickly build himself up to be in that main event with the likes of Trick and Ilya. And obviously Camelo's going to get brought up soon after his rivalry with Trick. And then I'd love Peyton Royce. I'd love Peyton Royce to return. And I know she's not going to, but I'd love for her to return and win the women's title in NXT and have them two as a power couple. I would absolutely love it. I think it'd just be sick.
Something I like Sean Spears. I like Ty Dillinger. I do genuinely like him. But I just feel like I mentioned there with Cesaro Miro. I feel like he may be just another person that you just can't seem to get his gimmick over because the chairman came along from cracking Cody's head open by accident on his debut in AEW.
So couldn't you build that up in WWE?
What I said, there's a potential there of him do a little bit in NXT, and then when he hits the main roster, the storyline with Cody. Because they didn't really do much with it, if my memory serves. They had a match, but that was it, and then it was sort of squashed. They put him in the Pinnacle, and then they slept on the Pinnacle. But no, I'm intrigued now. I'm even more intrigued now that they've brought him back as Sean Spears, the chairman. See how that works. That should be interesting.
Me too. So, round the corner. How many weeks are we away? Because I'm counting down only because it's the next time I got time off. Just over 3 weeks. No, 4 weeks, sorry. Just over 4 weeks left until Wrestlemania. It's the biggest Wrestlemania of all time. Wrestlemania 40. They say it every year, but obviously it's Wrestlemania 40. So, we know some of the matches. They have been announced. I have a list on my phone. We have Roman and Cody, Seth and Drew, Rhea and Becky, Io and Bayley, Logan Paul. Well, it's not been announced, but I'm guessing it's going to be Logan Paul and Randy Orton. By the way, KSI took that RKO better than Jimmy Uso could ever take it. Did you watch it? He took that RKO sick, mate.
I believe he was actually knocked out.
Oh, no, I don't know if he was knocked out.
I believe he actually got KO'd.
I've not read that.
And that's why he had to be pulled out of the ring by Logan.
I've not read that. Bloodline versus Cody and Seth. Obviously, we know the implications of that. If Cody and Seth win, no Bloodline. Rock and Roman win. Bloodline get involved. We'll get into that in a minute. And then we've announced last night 6-pack challenge for a 6-pack ladder match for the Undisputed Tag Titles. Judgment Day versus 5 other teams, which is going to be mental. Thinking 6 teams are going to be in for a ladder match, which I'm looking forward to because we need a ladder match. I always say we need a ladder match at WrestleMania.
Awesome truth, winners. You've heard it here.
Yeah, so, this is one of the things I was going to bring up. And then we got Gunther and Sami Zayn. If I didn't say it, I did say that. Gunther and Sami Zayn. Obviously, Sami Zayn won the gauntlet last night. I thought because Brock Lesnar was back on the roster, I thought Brock was going to return and take it away from whoever it was, and it was going to be Gunther and Brock. But it's Sammy and Gunther for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. Give Sammy something to do, which I'm happy with. Is Sammy the one to take it away from Gunther? I don't really want it to be.
I want Chad. I'll be
I
honest.
think he's going to. After watching one of the backstage segments on YouTube this morning, I think he's going to be put into it. I think he's going to be into it. But we'll start off with Six Pack Challenge. Who do you think the 5 teams are going to be? Obviously, we've got Awesome Truth are going to be a part of it, so that's 2.
Absolutely.
DIY.
DIY.
I think
Creed Brothers.
One Catch Republic, whatever they're called.
Yeah,
Catch
Republic. Yeah.
Creed Brothers, that's 5. And then it's a toss up between the last. Oh, Pretty Deadly, possibly.
Or New Day.
Or Imperium. Actually, take away Creed Brothers, put in Imperium and New Day.
I believe the Creed Brothers are getting a new repackaging, so...
Yeah, they've been repackaged on main event. They've not been on Raw since they faced Judgment Day.
Yeah.
But I'd have New Day Imperium in there. I think it works well.
Yeah.
I think then you've got a whole dynamic of it. Cody, Seth versus Roman, Rock, night 1. It's obvious what's going to happen.
Cody doesn't win night 1.
No, of course he doesn't.
No.
It's written. It's written what's going to happen. Rock and Roman are going to win night 1.
Yep.
Fantastic. Oh my God, Cody's not going to win. Bloodline's getting involved. Going to come down to the Bloodline getting involved. And then this is where Rock turns on Roman and gives Cody, and that was the whole plan for Cody.
Yep. There was a thing that somebody I seen posted online, the whole L that The Rock's doing. Paul Heyman noticed it.
Yeah, he did notice it.
The way it was announced, like the whole shebang, and then if you win, no one get involved. That's bollocks. Because even if you did win, Solo was getting involved with his black hoodie on again.
Yeah.
Solo's got a nice new black hoodie for WrestleMania, I've heard.
He doesn't do anything else, does he?
Yeah. But once they said, it was like a tribal combat. If we win and anybody can get involved, I'm like, right, okay, well, that's what's happening. I think Rock's costed him. I do agree with that, because I think that's what they're planning, probably potentially for that Saudi match you mentioned before. Yeah. I think the Saudi would be too early for it. I feel like if you're going to do that, SummerSlam it. Put a bit of build up.
I do WrestleMania.
Or WrestleMania, whatever.
I
think Jimmy obviously will get involved. Solo will get involved.
But I don't think Jimmy will. I do think. Obviously, last night as well. I think last night as well, Jay announced that Jay said it's going to be Jimmy v Jay at WrestleMania. So we've got Jay v Jimmy.
Oh,
so depending on when that happens, whether it's on night 1 or 2, what happens with that, I don't know. But either way, Bloodline will get involved.
But I also think the ones that have been affected by the Bloodline, no matter what the matches are, their nights are going to get involved as well. So I think see Jay getting involved, see Sammy getting involved. I can even see Seth, depending on how his match with Drew goes, gets involved. But ultimately, I think it's going to be The Rock.
Yeah. Rock's going to do it.
Rock's going to do it. I'm intrigued to see how they pull it off, though. In my head, I'd like Solo to go for the spike and Rock to stop them, and then and then The Rock
says, "Let me do it. Let me finish him," and then turns.
Yeah, he rock bottoms Solo.
Yeah.
Does the punches on Jimmy, and then Cody's down. He does the people's elbow on The Rock and Roman, and just drapes Cody over him, sort of thing.
I don't think he drapes Cody over him.
Or Cody gets up and picks up.
I think Cody will pick him up, hits the crossroads 3 times, and pins him.
Yeah.
I think Rock draping Cody over. I don't think it makes Cody look. He's winning the title from Roman. But I think it makes him look a little bit weak.
It also depends if Cody's took down a bit of a beat down. Like if before the spike and everything, if he's took a bit of beat down and no one's come to help him, then draping him over then adds
then that's
insult.
different. But Jay's going to get involved to take Jimmy away.
Yeah.
So that's going to happen. Seth's going to get involved if he's not too beat up from Drew. Whether he's got the title or not.
Let me ask this then. Do you reckon Seth could potentially cost Cody in the night one?
Yes.
I do think there's a flirt with that at the moment.
Yeah, Michael Cole did it on Raw last night in an interview with him and said, "Why are you trusting Seth after everything that you've been through with him?" And he says, "Everyone has second chances." So there's a thing there with it.
There's a potential, and I think the way to build that off is that Seth wants to remind Cody that he's the man.
Yeah.
He's the face of WWE. He's the one that, as he did in his promos, that Dusty picked. Yeah. And I think that then, and of the illusion with Royal Roman for history, because they keep drawing out the Shield, the history with the Shield, they keep mentioning that there. And the last time we seen the Shield, they were aligned. They weren't against each other. Just a pity Mox can't make a save. That'd be great. Mox runs in and dirty deeds him and runs off.
Or Dean Ambrose.
No, if Sean Spears can come back as Sean Spears, Mox can come as Mox.
They wouldn't have him come back as John Moxley. Sean Spears is a little bit different.
Well, he's wrestled as John Moxley.
He's not. Yeah, but on WWE TV, he's never wrestled as John Moxley. He's wrestled Dean Ambrose.
As a jobber, he was a John Moxley years ago.
Yeah, but not on live TV. He's never been John Moxley. That's what I'm saying. So the crowd won't know John Moxley. The WWE crowd, obviously, people know John Moxley, but the WWE universe more or less know him as Dean Ambrose, the former WWE champion. So that's what they're bringing back as if he ever came back, but he'll never go back to WWE.
I
don't think he'll ever will, unless when he retires and then gets put into the Hall of Fame kind of thing. But even then, I don't think he will. Yeah. Update. Done.
Gosh. No, it's an exciting road. Like I said, I didn't realise it was 3 weeks. My calendar and everything, my head's up my arse, mate.
Well, it's 4 weeks on Saturday. It is. So I finish early on the Friday. People go, "Why are you finishing early on Friday?" It's like
It's like his little ritual.
So, in reality, if I had hours left, I'd book the full 2 weeks off because that's what I used to do at my old job. I used to book 2 weeks off, watch the whole lead up to it, and then watch the whole fallout from it, and then done. I can't do that because I've run out of holidays. So I've booked off the Saturday when I'm supposed to be in. I'm booked off the Monday, so I finish at 2:45 on the Friday, and then that's it. Then I'm not back until the Thursday, but then I've got no holidays left till July.
I don't know, I might book an early finish on Saturday. But I'm thinking maybe of doing a little get together at my house. Just so you're aware now. Probably for night 2 though. It seems like it'd be the bigger night. But then we'll plan something. We've got so much stuff we want to try and fit in this small period of time. Obviously, this video makes it out. You notice it's probably not been as many pod videos. We have been recording each week, but YouTube have decided that they don't like the fellas.
They don't like that either anything that I put on it because it's all copyrighted, or when I go and upload it, it's just blank. But then when I watch it on my thing, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. So then I have to look at trying to. I didn't realize until last night about formatting it into something else. So I did my Google format. What does YouTube accept? Did it in 5 formats until the 6th one actually went through. So now Matt V. John's out, so that's how I'll go and watch it. But yeah, we've got stuff like we're doing a quiz with our mate Teddy coming up, a Wrestlemania quiz between John and Teddy because no one wants to go against me.
Encyclopedia.
Like, we're gonna do.
I feel like I'm gonna just stop on the quiz. I feel like I need to develop a quiz that tests your encyclopedia.
Yeah, I'd love it. Do it. I'd do it.
Right, I'll have a think about that in the next few weeks.
Yeah, man, definitely do it. I like being tested. It's mint. Tomo, shout out to Tomo. He does it every other now and again. He always asks me what he just says. Backlash 2000. Tell me the pay-per-view, and then I have to go through everything. I'll go through my mind and I'll go right after WrestleMania. What happened? What happened after Backlash?
See,
so
I can remember matches. I can't remember when they are. And that's like I said to you before we came on. This is why we work so well, because I can go, oh, this match, yeah, this should happen here and here and here. And you go, yeah, Backlash. No, yeah.
Like Superstars 92, Don't Decline or something.
Yeah, that sort of stuff.
So yeah, we've got that. We've got a react. I want to do a react to some best WrestleMania matches or best WrestleMania entrances. Something to do with WrestleMania because it's WrestleMania season.
Yeah, but let's be honest. The react to the WrestleMania matches. Are we going to pick these WrestleMania matches?
No. They'll go on to. So we can either do a top 10 that WWE do and put it out, and then it's like the top 10 matches, and then we say what do we think of them. The entrance one's decent. But then I also want to do some more quizzes things. I kind of like music and stuff. So we'll talk about it off.
We need to work out the copyright on like the music ones and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about it.
I think as well.
Find a way around it.
I think it may, and if we get time, I think we were planning maybe to do the WrestleMania card as well on 2K and let it simulate. But that's gonna be a lengthy simulation video.
It'll have to be a 2-part of that.
Yeah,
night 1, night 2.
But we've got lots of plans. It's just getting them action, and obviously, if YouTube allow us to actually upload them, it is a different matter. But yeah, I think we've got to a nice point now, mate, where we're keeping it under the 2-hour mark. Whoa, fucking hell, Matt. How can I get you to rant now for half hour? Because the audience expect 2 hours now. Tony Khan.
No, he's not done anything wrong. What I will say is, go watch NXT. People, go and watch NXT. It's quality. On Roadblock, just gone. Regal returned. Had an interaction with his son, Charlie Dempsey.
Yeah,
he just won the Heritage Cup, which was a nice little, I could defend it better than you ever could kind of thing. And it was like, Regal was like, yeah, okay, cool. Go for it. Like, there's a lot of things in NXT. It's made Trick returned, and the crowd went mental for Trick. D'Angelo has won a match to face Ilya at Sandon.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
I don't think I might have said this to you before, but the whole whoop that trick.
I love it. Whoop that trick. Sick.
It's from a film.
Oh, is it?
It's from a film called Hustle and Flow. Had that Terrence, the guy that played the original War Machine in Iron Man, Terrence something.
Oh, I know what you mean. What's the film called?
Hustle and Flow.
Terrence Howard.
Yes. So he is like, he plays a character who's an actual real life drug dealer / pimp, and decides he wants to get into the music game. And his track that he makes and releases called "Whoop That Trick," because a trick is it's an American slang word for a prostitute.
Oh,
so every time it made quality film, by the way, really good film, MTV made film. Rotten Tomatoes given 82%, IDM 7.3 out of 10. It's a really good film. But yeah, I'm trying to find the song now so I can play it for you, but then we might get a copyright infringement.
You've got 3 seconds.
Got 3 seconds. Okay.
You've got 3 seconds, and then it realizes.
Okay. But every time I hear the crowd singing out, I just automatically think like, wow, really? You hear it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can hear it.
So yeah.
Okay.
I automatically think of that movie and him and what that whole means in that movie. Don't get me wrong, I love when a crowd gets to chant and interact with the superstars. So like Seth's at the moment, and Cody's Whoa, and I think it's great because it creates that.
Do you know what's funny? On Raw, Drew McIntyre came out to do a promo. By the way, excellent promo by Drew and Seth again. And they were chanting CM Punk. Oh no, they chanted "what" every time Drew said something, which everyone knows I hate the "what" thing. And then he goes, "If you hate CM Punk, say what," and they all went "what," And he went, well, there you go. That says everything. I thought John would like that.
My guy.
But yeah, I hate what.
No, I do you know what, mate? I've caught clips of NXT recently, and I have watched them, and it does look like it's picking up again. Especially now Vince is not involved with it anymore, and it's Sean and maybe Triple H's baby again. William Regal being back, that can only be a good thing. I might pick it up again. Might fit it into my weekly work viewing. That's it. I've seen some good bangers. Like I say, I Ilya against Tony D'Angelo. I've just kicked Tony D'Angelo's ass on 2K, mate, because he said I cut the queue.
Yeah,
catering.
Mixed feelings about that. I don't understand why. Well, they want someone new in the main event scene, but like I know they're trying to make a new star because Camelo's going to go up, Ilya's going to go up soon. Like it's going to happen, and Braun's going up as well, so you're going to be lost for a bit. But you've got Trick as your face. You got Sean Spears there now, who could go up. Charlie Dempsey is now getting his.
Gallus. You got.
Gallus is there, so I mean you've got people there.
Joe Coffey's a great workhorse. I've seen him live.
Tony D'Angelo's great. He's a good wrestler. I just don't like the whole family thing. The family of NXT. I hate it. Cannot stand it. So I think if he lost that and actually put himself as repackaged himself as something else, I'd probably like it a bit more. People probably hate me for it. I don't get it. I've never liked it. I never liked the family. I don't like the OTM thing as well with their group they've got going on. Don't like that. So there's things that I like about it. A lot of things I like about NXT. I think it's good. I like the Roxanne Perez heel turn that happened. Cora Jade's obviously just got injured again, so she's out for a bit of time. Tiffany Stratton's been called up to the main roster, so she's not on NXT anymore. So there's places there up for grabs. It's just you've got to take it as soon as you get it and get your name out there, kind of thing. So Oba Femi, the North American champ, big beefy guy. Like he's over with the crowd, and he's literally only been in NXT for less than a year, I think. He's already over. So it is what it is. But yeah, don't sleep on NXT. NXT's getting good again. Well, I've always loved NXT, but yeah, it went for a bit when Vince was involved. NXT 2.0, just coming out of COVID, and they tried to change it into something that it wasn't. And Regal wasn't there, Triple H wasn't involved, Shawn wasn't involved. And it was Vince and Michael Hayes, and it was like
Bruce Pritchard.
You're trying too hard to try and make it a tryout development thing. Now it's his own thing. So yeah, that's NXT.
But yeah, I think we're at a good point here, though, and I've got a 2-hour massive video for you to edit and put out. But yeah, as Matt mentioned earlier on, guys, back on the old Beck here, is hit that subscription button here if you're watching us. Leave a comment, like, share it, do all that jazz for us. Same with our other social medias. So X and Facebook, Wrestling Fellas, Instagram, Wrestling_Fellas Pod, and TikTok, Wrestlers Fellas Pod over on TikTok. Go give them a like, follow, subscribe, and whatever you do, and all of them. And also that link below, as we mentioned there before, if you're going to get your WWE merchandise, even if you're just going for a browse, hit that link, because then if you do see something you like, you've already used the fellas link to get there, and you help the fellas out with each purchase you make, which then helps us build content and get to there. But yeah, ultimately, let's get these subscriptions up, let's get these follows and likes up, and we'll all be sweet. But Matt, until next time, well, which will be very shortly, because I'm going to do another video straight afterwards. Peace out.
Peace.